Jay Leno there. Well, Bill Gates, Jim Henson, Walt Disney, all of them took a chance and hit it big during an economic downturn. There are millions of people out there with no jobs, but big dreams who don't really know how to get started. Like one of our callers to our 877 My AM Fix hotline, Kenneth from New York. Listen.
Yes, my name is Kenneth from New York. I'm calling. I have a talent, no job. I don't really need any help. I just want to start a business, and but I don't have any credit either. What should I do?
What should you do? Well, maybe we can answer that today. Our next guest says that now could be the perfect time to create your own job, starting a new business. Peter Bregman is a business management consultant, and he joins me now. Thanks for being with us this morning, Peter.
Okay.
So for someone like Kenneth, you have no idea how to go about doing it, but you know that, you know what, I may as well take a chance right now. I'm out of a job. Where should they start?
You know, they should start, he actually said something great, which is that he has talent. And that's the place to start. The place to start is, what do you love to do? What are you great at doing? And you leverage that. You don't put a lot of, he said he didn't have credit. That's a good thing. You don't want to start borrowing a lot of money in this kind of an economy. You want to start a business based on the skill, based on the talent that you have, and then begin to see where you can apply that to a problem that you can solve, that people need solved.
It's interesting because a lot of people say, all right, we're in a deep recession right now. Maybe it's not the time to take a chance. Why do you say that it might actually be just the ideal time to do it?
You know, it's interesting. I think the biggest risk you could take right now is to try to find a job. There are no jobs out there. It's hard. There are no jobs out there. People are firing. They're not hiring. Right? So if you're going to try to find a job, chances are the next 6 to 12 months you're not going to work. But if you have a skill like the caller and you could apply that to a problem that they need to solve, then you could begin to possibly get some work doing the thing that you do best. And not only that, but if eventually you're going to go to try to get a job and you're in a job interview, you're going to be invigorated, you're going to be passionate, you're going to be excited about what you've been doing, as opposed to having the only story that you can tell saying, I've been looking for a job for 12 months unsuccessfully.
All right, so what kind of approach do you take if you decide, you know what, I'm going to go for it? Where do you even begin, and how do you maximize your chance for success?
So I would begin with, what is it that you're good at? What is it that you love to do? That will make the whole thing more fun, more interesting, and you'll work really hard to make it successful. The second thing that I would do is to say, where is there a problem that needs to be solved? You know, I got a call from a guy named Steve in Delaware who runs a small computer repair shop in Delaware, 6 people. He told me that February was, he's been in business for 5 years, February was his biggest month ever. Right? Because there's a need. People don't want to buy new computers. What they really want to do is fix their old ones or buy used ones. So you find an opportunity where you can apply your skill and then you solve that problem.
That's right. And you also say make little or no investment. How do you do that? I mean, some people say, well, you know, I'm starting with nothing. I need to get supplies. I need to look to possibly hire people.
Right. I think the best way to do it is to start small. The goal isn't to build a Microsoft. The goal is to build sustainable work for you that you really love to do. So, for example, when I started my company 11 years ago, I started with a laptop in a living room, and I just tried to be able to sell. Starting a computer repair shop, all you need is the skill to repair. I had another call from a friend of mine who was laid off from an HR job, a leadership development job, and she loves home staging. Great business to start when lots of people are trying to sell their houses and it's hard to sell their houses. It's value, it's a problem in the community. How do you then begin to make their house look good, more competitive, so that you can then end up selling it? You don't need any money to start that. All you need is your skill, your passion, and you know, an ability to go out and market yourself.
That's very interesting. So let's pretend you want to actually start moving forward with that. Let's say you've done something small, like you said, getting curb appeal on someone's house, or trying to figure out how to fix people's computers. How do you then make it sustainable? Are there resources out there for people to go to find out more about perhaps securing loans if they start to grow a little bit, or figuring out how to get a business model that works?
Yeah, you know, first of all, there's a bunch of government programs that are coming out right now. You know, recently Bloomberg announced $45 million to retrain and help financial services people in New York stay in New York and build businesses. So there's those kinds of resources. But the internet is an unbelievable resource. As you know, I have a friend of mine, Howie Jacobson, who wrote AdWords for Dummies, and he helps people sort of sell on the internet, and his business is booming, because it's so cheap to go onto the internet and start to put an ad and start to get that out there. So the internet is really an amazing resource.
It's broadened the horizons. There's also, you can check out the Small Business Administration's website as well, and
That's a great website.
Get some tips as well. Well, great talking to you today. Peter Bregman, management consultant, CEO of Bregman Partners, and by the way, he also was writing a blog for us today that we're going to post on CNN.com/AMFix with more details about possibly starting your own business in these tough times. Great to talk to you.
Thanks
for being here.